Hey team, how are ya? Hey, wanted to shoot you a quick message out here, guys. There's an old saying that says, hey, you don't know what you don't know. And it's funny because people get started in our business, and I just want you to think for just a minute as you're watching this, what your life would be like if you had, money wasn't a stress, if you had financial peace in your life and you got to wake up every day and do whatever you wanted. I mean, what would it be worth to have that, to have that freedom? For me, that's why I got involved in this business. I wanted that freedom. That's the life that I was looking to design for myself. And I remember when I got started with World Ventures, one of our mentors, he said, you know what, if you haven't made $25,000 a month in this, you don't know how to do this. And it always amazes me when people get started in our business, because I think every one of you that's watching this, somewhere in the back of your mind, you're like, I'd love to have that financial peace. I'd love to have that time freedom. There's an old story. I remember Mark Casetta told this story years ago at a training that I was at. He said, there's a golfer by the name of Chichi Rodriguez, and he was a very polite guy, well-mannered, and he hit a beautiful shot one time from the fairway at a PGA tournament. And a lady in the gallery, in the crowd, said, hey, I'd give anything to be able to hit a shot like that, Chichi. And Chichi, who's normally mild-mannered, turned to her and said, hey, if you'd give anything to be able to hit a shot like that, you'd be able to hit a shot like that. And that's no different than our business, guys. See, people know that if you want to be a doctor, a lot of times people go to school to be a doctor because it's prestigious in our society, and you can make a lot of money. And they know that it's 9 or 10 years of education to become a doctor. People go to law school because they want to be a lawyer because it's highly touted in our society. So they know it's 7 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars to become a lawyer, and that's just the price you pay to be a lawyer, and at the end of that 7 years, you're just a lawyer. You're not a good one, you haven't made any money, you're just a lawyer. But for some reason, people get involved in our business and think they know how to do our business, and it's just the most absurd thing in the world because, I got to be honest, when I saw this type of a business, I was terrible at almost all. There's about 7 skills you need to get good at. And if you really get good at about 2 or 3 of them, you can make a fortune here and be moderate or mediocre at the other skills. But the reality is most people, when they first start in our business, they suck at those skills. I mean, if you listen to a new person invite, it's terrible. It's like sandpaper on a chalkboard, nails on a chalkboard. It's when you watch people close, it's brutal. When you realize that there's a right way and wrong way to get someone started, and you realize that most of the people, even if they do somehow luck into someone getting someone started without using the right skills, they send that person off on the wrong track. They don't even know how to get someone started properly. And the reality is, if you're watching this and you think you're going to do this business and succeed at a high level without our training program, I'm just here to tell you you're delusional. On average, people that go to our trainings make 25 times more. And I'll take it to another level and say that I've never met anybody, period, end of story, that's had any type of sustained success in our business, let alone our industry, without the training program. If you knew what it'd take to make 10 or 15 or 20 grand or even 3 grand last month in our business, wouldn't you be doing it? Wouldn't you be making an extra 3 or 5 grand a month? The reality is you don't know how, and most of you are already acutely aware of that. And if that's you, that's cool. Obviously you need to know, you need to plug into training, you need to work on yourself. Most of us, we were never taught leadership skills. We were never taught people skills. They don't teach us that stuff in school. See, school is designed to turn into a rule follower, turn you into an employee, turn you into a drone, turn you into a person who does what they're told when they're told to do it, and they believe authority figures, whatever they tell them. That's what school is designed to do. Whether you understand that or not, that's what it's designed to do. And it's nothing against teachers. Believe me, my mom was a teacher, and they're just, they're part of the system. They don't even know what they don't know. So I'm not here to rag on teachers, guys. It's a system. So you've been taught to be an employee. You've been taught to think a certain way. And I'll tell you right now that entrepreneurship and success is almost directly opposite. It's almost 180 degrees from what we learned. So the reality is this, guys, without the trainings in our business, you're just not going to get where you want to go. So, if your priorities here are just to go on vacation at wholesale instead of retail, hey, awesome. I'm talking to the people that want to build a business, okay? If you want to succeed here at a high level financially and the other areas that that can bring, time freedom and such, then there's a training on August 16th. And here's the deal, guys. If you want success, this idea's got to be a priority in your life. You know, here's how my priorities work. You know, my spirituality is first, my family second, my business is third. Because without my business, I don't really have time for my family. So those are my priorities. Everything else is below that, okay? The soccer game is below that. The you know, whatever else, the family picnic, the blah, 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 you know, all the noise and all the things that distract people off course. You know, so I don't know what you're doing on Saturday, August 16th, but if you're not signed up for our trainings and you're not registered for our regional trainings because you think you don't need it, then you're missing the boat, and you'll be gone and out of this business faster than you can say Jack Robinson. You know, it's just reality, guys. I've seen this over and over again, and that's okay because we're going with or without you. We're going to put tens of thousands of people into this deal, but I'd like for you to have that success. I'd like you to be able to get out from the corporate, you know, the boot of the corporate America. I'd like you to be able to have time freedom. I wish you would do the right things to get those things, because I know if you get to our trainings, you can have those things. And it's not going to happen at one training. It's not going to happen at two training. It's going to take time to get rid of all the crap and the junk that's in your mind. You've had whatever you make every year, you've had that downloaded into your system. We gotta erase all that crap, and we gotta reboot the system with what millionaires think. And that's what happens at our trainings, guys. See, in order for things to change, you need to change. Your thoughts need to get better. Your ideas need to get better. You need to become a better leader, a better speaker, a better persuader. You got to become more dynamic. You got to become, you have to learn how to attract these things into your life. And that's what these weekends are designed to do. So you want to make an excuse why you're not going to be there on August 16th? That's an excuse for you. I know where I'll be. I know where all the leaders will be. They'll be at a training somewhere in the world. If you want what they have, do what they do. And I know most of you, $39 isn't an issue, but if you're watching this and $39 is an issue in your life, you need this training. If you got to work that day, I got to ask you, how long do you want to work weekends? Do you love what you're doing? If you do, great, go do it. But if not, call in dead, call in sick, do whatever you got to do to get to that regional and get your team there. You want to know the secret to duplication? Get people in, get them to training. Get people in, get them to training. Get people in, get them to training. That's our system, guys. If you're not part of the system, you're swimming upstream and you're going to get drowned. So bottom line is, guys, go to wveventreg.com. Get registered for the regional area right now. See successful people do things now, not in a week, not in 2 weeks, right now. Or you can log in your back office under events. You'll find it, corporate events. You can register for that weekend or ask your enroller how to do it. But if you think you're going to make this business work without plugging into the calls and reading the books and working on yourself and developing yourself as a person and developing your team, you know, I'm here to tell you that Santa Claus isn't real, guys. You know, this isn't a lottery. It's a business, and you got to be willing to work on you, and you got to be willing to make this a priority in your life. And if it's not that, then, you know, you can make a little bit of money here and there on a short term, but bottom line is, you know, a year from now, you'll just be doing whatever you're doing now. So I hope you make the right choice. We really care about your success. I hope you decide to make yourself a professional network marketer, because I think it's the best profession in the entire world, and this can change your life and your family's life and thousands of other people if you make the right choices. So have a great day, guys. Take care. God bless.